Well, hi friends. Andrea Hall here with the Balsam Institute for Healing, and welcome to part 3 of our orientation. Should be the last video that you've got. This will also be the shortest one. This is going to talk about who we are and what we do and how we want to help you. Now, part 3 is going to be for those folks that are interested in our health restoration program. So again, if you're watching this and you're interested in the vaccine adverse event recovery program, you can watch this for information, but don't follow the directions because you'll get confused. So this is going to be for health restoration patients, and let's get started. Eat, sleep, breathe, wear a sweater. What in the world do these foundational things mean? These are our foundational 4. Eat, sleep, breathe, wear a sweater. Look down here at the bottom. So the Balsam Institute for Healing addresses the body as a whole. If one part of it is sick, all of it is sick. Have you guys noticed that there's like a specialist for everything? Like there's a right foot doctor and a left foot doctor these days, right? We've become so specialized that we're missing the body as a whole. So we look at all of you. Okay, so let's talk about what is eat, sleep, breathe, and wear a sweater. Foods, what you eat. This is critical to your health. So we've talked about grains, we've talked about sugars, we've talked about GMOs and herbicides and pesticides. We've talked about these things, but it's one thing for me to say, stop eating grains and sugars, and it's something totally different for me to say, let us teach you how to do that. So we want to teach you here, and we've got this fantastic nutritionist on staff. She's amazing. We want to teach you how to choose foods that are going to heal and seal the body. We want to teach you how to eliminate inflammatory foods like grains and sugars. How do you make a smarter decision at a restaurant? What if you're traveling? We get asked that question a lot. How do I eat grain-free, sugar-free when I got a lot going on? How in the world do I meal prep? Why should I meal prep? So we get into all of these things. We also want to teach you how to incorporate fermented foods to restore the microbiome. Now, what I'm about to say is a very strong statement. We cannot get you better. All the effort in the world is not going to get you to feel better if you continue to eat poison. I'm sorry. I know that's a hard statement, but that's the truth of the matter. The standard American diet is full of chemicals and carcinogens and additives and preservatives and things that are designed to be toxic for your body. So the food component is a very critical component to your healing. So we spend a lot of time talking about eating and what you're eating. Sleep. This is our second foundational piece. Sleep is when our body heals itself. It's when the body restores. It's when the body cleanses itself, when healing takes place. In fact, that time of the night from 10 p.m. until 2 a.m. is really important for your body. This is when your body goes in and does its deep cleaning, when all the construction and repair crews come out and they do all of their work. So if you're not getting to bed by 10, I'm going to really encourage you to give some thought to making some lifestyle changes to where you are getting to bed by 10. Because you might get to bed at midnight. Well, that healing 4-hour window is not going to shift from midnight to 4 a.m. Nope. Our bodies go through these big cycles, and those cycles are on times. 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. is a very, very important time for your body to sleep. Now, if you're suffering from some sort of a chronic illness, your sleep is probably all messed up. You're not sleeping well. You're not falling asleep. You're not staying asleep. Your sleep is disrupted. You wake up and you're not rested in the morning. So one of the things we focus on here is sleep. What are you eating and how are you sleeping? I want you guys to read this 4th bullet point with me. This is pretty important. Deep recuperative sleep is crucial to your health recovery. During sleep, your body heals damaged tissues, restores proper function to your systems, and detoxifies. So sleep is a very critical component. It's the second pillar that we address. And then breathing. This is another huge thing. We don't breathe. We sit at computers all day long and we're kind of hunkered over a little bit and the lungs are kind of they're not able to expand and things like this. So breathing is a critical component also. I use the word critical a lot for a reason. We don't get to play around with our health anymore. These are very serious things. Now your breath, your lungs, that's actually your breathing is your first fastest way to eliminate toxins out of the body. So breath is number one, sweating is number two. We're going to talk about sweating here in just a minute. Your bowel and bladder function, that's kind of a distant third and fourth. So we want to teach you how to breathe. Nice deep inhalations to expand the lungs, nice deep exhalations to clean the body. We're going to teach you breathing techniques to help you calm your nervous system. Everybody's just a little worked up these days. There's a lot going on. So our stress levels are higher than they should be and higher than what we can really sustain long term. So we want to teach you how to breathe to calm the nervous system, and daily intentional movement. This is an important piece. Now, vacuuming does not count, ladies. We want you intentionally moving your body every day. And that might be a walk. I'm a huge fan of just going for a walk. Walking gets you some good movement. It lowers cortisol levels. It gets you some fresh air. I love walking. And if that's what you do, great. I love it. You might already be a CrossFitter and you like to go do CrossFit and you like to do, great, that's fine. But if you're not doing anything, we need to find something that you enjoy doing. You might really enjoy pickleball. That's kind of the new thing. Looks like it'd be a lot of fun, right? Walking might just totally be your thing though. So we need to find some way to get you intentionally moving your body every day. Now, wear a sweater. What in the world is this lady talking about with wear a sweater? Well, it's as easy as you probably need to put a sweater on. We need to work to increase your body temperature up to an appropriate temperature. Most people are walking around with a lower body temperature than what their body needs for proper function. I am astonished at how many people I see wearing flip-flops when it's like 40 or 50 degrees outside. Their little feet are freezing. It's imperative that we increase your body temperature to get you to sweat, for one. Remember, sweating is the body's second fastest way to detoxify. So I want you sweating, and I want you sweating a lot. I know that's not a graceful thing to say. I know it's not something you talk about at a party like, hey, I had a great sweat today, okay? But here, that's really important. We get excited when you sweat, okay? Sometimes that's as simple as, taking some really nice, strategically applied detox baths. Sometimes it's far infrared sauna use. Sometimes it's just going outside and getting hot, okay? Sometimes it's just, literally put a sweater on, a scarf or a shawl or a hoodie or something to increase your body temperature. Now, why is this so important? Let's look down. Bullet point number 4 here. Maintaining an appropriate body temperature is critical, there's that word again, for enzymatic reactions to occur within your cells. A lower body temperature will result in poor cellular function. Now, what in the world is an enzyme? We need these guys. So enzymes basically are chemicals that come into a system in the body, in the cell, and it starts a job, it starts a chemical reaction, and then it leaves. And then it goes over here and starts a chemical reaction, and then it leaves. Well, it needs a nice, toasty, warm environment to do that with. So when our body temperature is low, when our hands and feet are cold, when our core temperature is even 1/10 of a point lower than 98.6, did you hear me? Even 1/10 of a point lower than 98.6. A lot of those enzymes don't work. They're cold and they're like under the blankets, getting warm. So we need to get your body temperature up. We need to get you to be warm so that those enzymes can come in, start their job and leave. Come in, start their job and leave. Start these chemical reactions. Our cells are chemically based, okay? We've got chemical reactions, biological reactions happening a bazillion times a day, and they need enzymes to do that. So when we don't have those enzymes because they're cold and they're wanting to stay underneath the blankets, then we've got an issue of poor cellular function because things are not working the way that they need to. Now, how can we help you accomplish your goals? Well, it's in our name, balsam. The word balsam is actually an ancient Aramaic word, and it's currently used in the Hebrew and Arabic languages. It's a fantastic word. I love this word because it applies to anything that you apply to your own healing. Anything. It's a cool word. So, for example, a compliment could be balsam. Hey, thanks. I appreciate your compliment. I feel better about myself. Maybe a new outfit. That can be balsam. Lotions or perfumes, of course, those could be balsam. Medication, of course, that can be balsam. But, an apology, that can be balsam. Thank you. I needed that for my well-being. So it's really a cool word. So as what we've done here is we've created a pool of resources for people to come and apply as balsam, to apply as they need for their healing. Now, it's been my experience, we've been in business for several years now, and it's been my experience that it generally takes at least 1 year of committed effort to start to restore harmony to the gut and the endocrine system and the nervous system. Now, your endocrine system is your hormone system, and all three of these, they're like 3 little peas in a pod. They're like the 3 stooges, and you need all of them to work. Our 12-month partnership gives us time to work through these things at a pace that's not overwhelming for your body, at a pace that's doable to incorporate and change your lifestyle into, okay, without overwhelming you or your body. That's really important. A lot of the times I would see folks that would, they would have gone and seen another practitioner, or I would see this when I was doing some of my training. In functional medicine, we've got a lot of really cool things at our disposal, and there's a temptation for us as healers to do too much too fast, and it overwhelmed the body. And these people they would feel crummy, they would have these healing responses, and they would just get discouraged and quit. So that's the last thing that I want to have happen. I want to work with you, take our time working through this, let the body give us the information that it needs, and restore harmony to the gut, endocrine, and nervous systems. Here's our resources. First of all, I'm a certified medical practitioner. I'm a certified functional medicine practitioner, and I'm a certified ozone therapist. And I love how all of these things have come together to create a really fantastic resource for patients. We have a wonderful functional nutritionist on staff. She wants you to be very, very successful at home in the kitchen. She wants you to know how to ferment your own foods if you're interested in that. She wants you to be confident when you're looking at a menu in a restaurant. She is for your success. We also have a pool of pharmaceutical grade nutraceuticals, vitamins, and herbs that sometimes I have to incorporate to facilitate your healing for a season. We have functional medicine testing available as well. So I've got a closet full of fun things. So we can look at hormone and hormone metabolization. We can do gut, microbiome profiles. We can look at adrenals. We can look at metals and chemicals. We can look at all sorts of fun things that are functionally medicine related testing. Now locally in our office here, we've got some therapies for folks to use if they want to come and use those to facilitate their healing. Adaptive exercise with oxygen therapy, absolutely fantastic. We have far infrared saunas, we have ozone saunas, and I'm sure you've picked up on the fact that I love ozone at this point. So we've got lots of ozone therapies at your disposal as well. Major autohemotherapy, this is an IV ozone. Nasal ozone therapies, we also offer vaginal rectal insufflation of ozone, and of course Prolozone. I love Prolozone. In fact, I like it so much that Prolozone has its own page on our website. This is the only therapy that's available to non-members because it works really well to restore joints. And I'm tired of us here in West Texas having to go somewhere else to the Metroplex or whatever to have these cool things done. Okay, so it's a resource available to folks locally here in the Permian Basin. It does a beautiful job at restoring damaged joints. If you're curious about joint restoration, hop over to the Prolozone page and you'll just get lots of great information there. Let's talk for just a minute about ozone. So what is ozone? Ozone is a reactive oxygen. Why do I use ozone in the practice? In fact, it's the only IV therapy that I use. Well, because it works, and it works exceptionally well. How long can you go without food? Long time. How long can you go without water? Pretty long time. How long can you go without oxygen? Well, probably not very long. We need oxygen. We are oxygen-based creatures. So whenever I use ozone therapy, when I incorporate ozone into somebody's body in whatever fashion, all sorts of fantastic things can start to happen. Ozone brings forth a resolution of chronic and acute illness. So I've got folks that have autoimmune issues that are in remission, their MS is in remission, and we've just used ozone. We've used eat, sleep, breathe, and wear a sweater, and we've used ozone. We've also used this to treat acute issues. It's a great way to treat COVID, great way to treat pneumonia, bladder infections. any kind of infection. We use ozone to resolve that very quickly. Ozone is probably the most powerful anti-inflammatory agent on the planet. It just does a phenomenal job at reducing inflammation. It also does a really good job at treating acute pain crises like you will see with a migraine headache or sometimes with an autoimmune flare or something like that. It supports mitochondrial production, which is your energy production cycle, which means we've got better energy, supports cognition. Your brain desperately needs oxygen. Your immune system needs oxygen. We've used ozone therapy to rehabilitate after, surgeries and things like that. And then I've got some people that like to just run really fast, and so that's why they're using ozone. So I love ozone. There's lots and lots of different ways to get it into the body, and I use all of them. Now, what's the next step? So you've watched part 1 and part 2 and part 3, and you're thinking, you know what? I'm kind of liking what I'm hearing, and I'd like to know more. So this is the key right here. I need you to send an email to admin@balsaminstitute.com. Say, hey, I watched your video. I want to know more. They're gonna send you an information pack that details our practice more. It's got our pricing on it. It's got all sorts of fun information in it. Some things you can do to get started now. It's just a really great information pack, okay? I love this quote. This is my favorite quote, and I've claimed this. My body's ability to heal is greater than anyone has permitted me to believe. Amen for this. So this whole practice got started because I was sick. I didn't feel good, and I was way too young to feel that bad. And I'm going to doctor after doctor and not getting any answers. And if you're here, you can probably relate to that. Well, come to find out, the Lord was using my unexplained illness to get me to think in a new way. And this is a result of that. I've since gone in, made tremendous strides at healing my own body. Love to share this with you too. Come to find out, all we need to do is figure out what it needs and give it to the body. The body has this innate desire to heal itself. So imagine if you cut your finger. You don't have to think, oh, heal, heal, heal. The body just automatically heals that cut, right? So the body naturally wants to heal itself. Sometimes it just needs a little push though. Sometimes it needs a little resources, needs a little time, needs a little encouragement, but the body is designed to heal, and that's where we come in. Here's my references. If you want to research those, you're welcome to. And then last, this is the last slide. Again, email balsaminstituteforhealing.com. Tell me you watched the video and you'd like some more information, and that will start a dialogue between us and you. Thank you so much for spending the time to watch these videos. We hope that you've learned something. This is the #1 goal of these videos. Number 2 is to give you an option in your health and give you a place to go for permanent healing for issues that you might have been struggling with for a long time. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and we look forward to walking with you soon. Thank you so much.